Pentagon released a report this morning that really just seems like a political ruse. It really does. After an extensive government investigation, they found no evidence that extraterrestrials have visited Earth or that the government has alien spacecraft in its possession. But the report, so what the report does is directly refute what whistleblowers have said. But they don't give any context for their reckonings. And I'm not playing to the syllogy that you can't prove the non-existence of a fact. How do they prove that there isn't any of these things? By telling you who they spoke to and in what areas and what are these programs and what are these operations. But they didn't do any of that. And they didn't even invite NewsNation. Let's ask NewsNation special correspondent and investigative journalist Ross Coulthart and one of those UFO whistleblowers, former Navy pilot Lieutenant Ryan Graves. Ryan, I start with you. As somebody who served this country and who has no interest in getting involved in all this stink in the first place, what did you make of the reports today?
Well, the report today was disappointing on multiple levels. Primarily for me, when I see that report come out and the language that it used and the way that the media was kind of brought together to not really tell the full story, for me, read as a way to discourage other whistleblowers and other pilots from coming forward in order to report on these cases. For me, that's especially concerning. This is something that is happening now. This is something that pilots are experiencing now. And this type of language only hurts the reporting mechanisms that Aero is charged with implementing.
Ross, you know the same way I do that a lot of the media love this conclusion for the Pentagon because they don't really care about this story or they dismiss it as nonsense. I'm sure you hear it all the time. So do I. What do you think this was about today, and did it make you change your reckoning of what the situation is?
G'day, Chris. This was all about putting a stake through the heart of continued investigation into the UAP mystery. It was a feeble attempt, I believe, by the Pentagon to try and shut this issue down, a kind of Condon Report 2.0. The simple fact is that we now have two arms of the US government, the US intelligence community and the Defense Department, saying different things about the same mystery. The US intelligence community's oversight body, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, gave evidence to Congress earlier this year where basically they confirmed David Grush's allegations as credible and urgent. And frankly, that's at odds with what the Defense Department is saying here. And the reason why, it's very simple. The witnesses didn't come forward to the extent that they have done to Congress to ARROW. And moreover, the ones that did come forward to ARROW, the Pentagon's UFO Investigation Office, they weren't treated fairly. Their allegations were dismissed. There really wasn't the power or, frankly, the will inside ARROW, the Pentagon, to investigate this properly. And they didn't even have the power to go and look at these facilities. It boils down, Chris, to the very simple procedure of them literally picking up the phone, organising a meeting with these aerospace companies and with these military officials and saying, hey guys, do you know about a reverse engineering program? Are you aware of any retrievals? You're not? Okay, guys, thanks very much. We trust you. Right. Thanks very much. Goodbye. It really is, when you read the body of the report, it is mindless, breathtaking, just how naive they have been to think that we're all going to believe this piffle.
Ryan, are you going to back off?
Well, no, absolutely not. And I don't think the public is either. A report like this is not going to satisfy the public's curiosity on this topic. We're not stupid. Right. The public's not stupid. We understand when we're being misdirected, when we're not having enough information brought forward. It's clear that transparency is not part of the equation for them.
Yeah. And they're getting a pass from the media on it now also by picking their friends. Ryan Graves, thank you very much. Ross Coulthart, as always, I'm here for it. I'm all about the transparency, and I am not satisfied. And I did note that they're talking about alien spacecraft. They're talking about proof that extraterrestrials were here, as if that's the sum total of the phenomena. It's really, those are the minority things. There's so much more that people see all the time and want to know about that they spend money on. So they must be spending money for a reason. Gentlemen, to be continued.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.